All right, so thanks again for staying with us. Uti Elu, so what happens? You're
Traffic
looking lovely,
will
by
not
the way.
let, thank you, but you know, traffic just won't let you be great, but you know, it happens.
We're here now.
Happy Children's Day to
Yes,
all the
sir.
children.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm somebody's child too.
And you know, we
Where?
all have an inner child in us.
Exactly, we haven't grown up. That's just the
Yes.
truth about it. But if I go home today after the show without pizza, I might not be let into my house.
Shall I
remind them must my pizza. I'm like, yes, but I have to go. So you need to let me go so that
And
I
they
can
come
bring
back.
pizza and come back. But that's how it is.
That's nice. All right, so let me start with you, Uti, since you're just coming.
No,
What
don't
did you-
start with me.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay, let me go to Jennifer. Jennifer, what did you find for us in the news?
Okay, bread price hike looms as Bakers Association approves 30% increase. Now, if you've bought bread recently, you know that the prices have skyrocketed. And I understand where they're coming from. I mean, it is sad, but I kind of understand where they're coming from because baking ingredients have also increased. I think 2020, that was last year during COVID, I'm sure a lot of people baked banana bread because everywhere on Instagram I was seeing banana bread, Facebook banana bread, Twitter banana bread. And when I went to the market, before COVID, before the lockdown started, I already stocked up on sugar and flour and all of that, but it got finished. So when I went to the market to restock, I found out that sugar price had doubled. And the worst part was that a lot of them did not even have sugar. So if you found sugar at that time, you were very lucky. And with the price, immediately I asked, why did it increase? The woman said, no. So I left her store, went to another store. I just felt like, I went to another store. It was extra. I think they had like, I think it was 10% increase. Aside the lady, I was like, no. So I had to go back to the woman and I bought it like that. And then they were all complaining. So people who have stores where they only sell baking ingredients are really not having it good because people don't want to buy. It's very, I don't know.
You know, my cake lady, you know, because I was wondering, I was asking her and see what's happening. See, you won't understand that. In fact, if she really wants to fix the price based on the increments that have happened with the raw materials, the ingredients to bake a cake, that she will not be able to sell it. People will just be complaining that it's too high. So I understand it's the same thing. Okay, it's time for us to go on Fit Farm.
Well,
don't chop bread. Drink
well, you
garri.
know, the sad part of it is that everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
I was in the market 2 weekends ago, and a man actually walked up to me. And normally people will ask you for money, but he said to me, he said, Ma, please buy me 2 derica of rice. I have children at home.
Oh my God.
So I thought, no problem. I was heading in that direction anyway. So I got to the store. I said, how much is derica of rice? And they said, 450 naira. This was how I was like, you know, I'm thinking to myself, how is the poor man, how are people really supposed to eat in these circumstances? It's scary. Just every single thing. I have a book where I like going to the markets. So I've had that book since 2014 and I've been writing prices in there. And I have seen the price of a pint of garri has gone from 500 naira to 1,200 naira. I mean, this is common food. We're not even talking luxury now. I mean, how people eating. In fact, you know, my cousin gave me a trick the other day. She says, when you go to buy meat, she says, don't price meat in bulk. She says, buy it 1K at a time.
In bits and
So
pieces.
they cut the 1K meat. It's only like 6 pieces.
But you know, for me, I go to Lagos for my meat. I have different places I go for my meat. So once I'm buying in Lagos, I buy it in bulk. But if I'm buying it in Aja, God knows I will never buy it in
Yes, I mean, I just go straight to the abattoir. The people that kill it,
just buy from
just
there.
go and buy it and share.
It's
Let's
crazy.
move on the timing. What did you find for us in the news?
Okay, we all know that according to history that there was no history in our education curriculum. So there is a saying that goes, those who do not know their history are destined to repeat it. This is by Edmund Burke. And Ortom was the one that actually caught my attention because he said removing history from our curriculum was evil. So based on this, I decided to go further. And in the USA, for example, every child knows their history. Yes, they do. At least they know about Black Month, the Black History Month. Yes, they know about Black History Month. But how many children in Nigeria currently know
So
about
what
their
is he
history?
saying?
So what he's saying is that we should bring back history to our curriculum. And this was done by the Minister of Education, Adamu, who has brought it back today, actually. And he said that it's for us to have a robust interaction with our children and to educate our children on our history. Because before it was in social studies.
Yeah, they
and,
merged it into social studies.
Yes, and civic education. But now it's back to
As history.
as
That's
a
fantastic.
course on its own.
That's
and I think that's a
fantastic.
good one. That's
fantastic.
applaudable.
Yeah,
We're
it
moving
is.
forward.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
let's just move on.
Well, I'll keep mine short. It's a sad story. It says, dozens feared dead after boat with 200 passengers sink. And now the boat was on the River Niger, sadly, overloaded. So this is a boat that should take 80 people that then had 200 people on it. And reports say that the boat split in two on the River Niger. And many of the passengers were coming back, were returning from a newly discovered gold vein. So the boat was not only loaded with 200 passengers, but also had bags of sand.
Oh, God.
So we then have,
catastrophic.
at the immediate point, they had rescued 22 survivors out of 200, and they had reclaimed one body. So, do the math, out of 200 people, still quite a lot of people as at this
Still
morning,
missing.
substantial that were missing in central Niger State. So sad. I mean, people keep losing their lives in Nigeria. We've almost become so desensitized to these numbers. Every day, it's in the hundreds that you keep hearing that people have lost
And
their
in
lives.
different ways.
And it's in different ways, but it's disheartening. But, may their
That's
souls
what
rest
it
in peace.
is,
I
oh.
hope they've been able to
I
recover
hope so.
and find more people.
Well, bags of sand?
Yeah, I think it's the dredging. So they dig up the sand and then they come and they dredge it when they get back to land to find gold. So, sad.
All right, so Lagos State government sales Chinese firm. They said this was done, the agency said that a 17-year-old boy died in this establishment. I think it's a Chinese firm that they operate some kinds of machineries. I don't know the kind of machine that the boy was operating, but according to the reports that they had, the boy was not properly trained to handle the machines.
Yeah.
So I think in the process of trying to work, the young boy, 17-year-old, he lost his life, and they've gone ahead to go and seal the place, and they said they didn't follow due process, no protocol, no standards were followed. Why this story caught my attention is because a lot of times outside of this firm, there are so many Chinese companies in Nigeria that do not treat Nigerians. I've heard so many cases. I mean, there was a guy then in my church, he was telling me how he lost his finger. Somebody else lost their arm, to some of these things. And it seems like we do not have any protective agency. So I'm very happy that, somebody's paying attention, and hopefully we'll be able to go through some of these companies, mop up, anyone that is not following due process, or they are not having the proper
Health
safety,
and safety
measures.
procedures.
thank you,
in place.
the HSC measures in place. It's a simple thing. These things are just a way to show you that we care about you as our citizens. And because some of these foreigners, they know the way, they see the way our governments treat us like they do not care. So when they come, they almost like ×2 of what they do. So I'm very happy that they've taken this step, and I hope they take it further, not just with this company, go
But
round.
all of them, yeah.
Most of those companies do not have any form of safety measures. So I hope they do that as well. All right, so that's all we'll take on what's in the news. When we return, as we said earlier, today is Children's Day, and it's important that we talk about things that will help us raise healthier children and very balanced children. Stay with us, we'll be right back.